Have you ever wondered what it takes to save a life? Not just any life, but one that's been abandoned, forgotten, and left to fade away in the shadows of our bustling world? This is the story of Noah, a blind puppy who found hope in the most unexpected place, and the man who refused to let him go. It was just after sunrise in a quiet corner of the city. The streets were waking up with the sounds of traffic and distant voices, but near an old abandoned bus stop, silence clung like fog. On the cracked pavement, half hidden in shadow, a small bundle trembled. At first glance, it looked like nothing more than a rag, but when Daniel came closer, he saw it was a puppy. The dog was painfully thin, its ribs pressing against dull, patchy fur. Its eyes were clouded blind, Daniel realized with a sudden ache in his chest. Around its muzzle, the skin was raw, and it whimpered with each breath. Most passersby hurried on, giving the creature a wide berth. The wound looked too frightening, the weakness too far gone. But Daniel, a man not known for riches or leisure, found his feet refusing to move. He stood there, rain from the night before, still dripping from the awning, and felt his chest tighten. "Hey, little one," he whispered, kneeling down. The dog shrank back until its spine pressed against the cold wall. It shook, torn between fear and exhaustion. Daniel didn't reach for him right away. He placed his jacket on the ground, sliding it forward like an offering. Then he opened his water bottle and poured a few drops into the cap, pushing it gently toward the pup. The tiny nose twitched. After a long hesitation, the dog licked the water. Its tongue was so dry it made no sound. Daniel exhaled, a quiet sigh of relief. That was enough for him. He couldn't walk away now. Carrying the puppy was like holding a bundle of bones wrapped in paper. Daniel wrapped him in the jacket and whispered, "You'll be okay? I'll call you Noah." At the veterinary clinic, the doctor shook her head. Malnourished. Severe skin infection. Blind since birth, most likely. He'll need constant care. Honestly, survival isn't guaranteed. Daniel nodded, his throat tight. "Do what you can. I'll do my part." The vet cleaned Noah's wounds, gave him fluids, and prescribed antibiotics. When the bill slid across the counter, Daniel swallowed hard. It was more than he could spare from his modest wages as a delivery driver, but he pulled out his card anyway. That night, Noah lay curled in a small box lined with old towels in Daniel's tiny apartment. Each breath was shallow, but he was still alive. Daniel sat on the floor beside him, listening to the rain against the window, promising silently that he wouldn't let the little dog fade away. Caring for Noah wasn't easy. The neighbors muttered disapproval in the hallway. "That dog's sick. It'll bring problems." One woman knocked on his door to complain about the smell of antiseptic. The landlord came too. "You know the rules. No pets. I can't keep turning a blind eye." "You've got 3 months to sort this out." Daniel bowed his head. 3 months is enough. Thank you." When the door closed, he sank onto the couch. His paycheck barely covered rent and food. Now there were vet bills, medicines, special food Noah could digest. At times, exhaustion pressed on him like a weight. Yet every time he thought of giving up, he saw Noah lift his blind head when he entered, tail wagging faintly. That trust was worth more than anything. Each morning before work, Daniel prepared a simple meal of soft meat mixed with broth. At first, Noah ate hesitantly, afraid the food would vanish. But soon he licked the bowl clean, paws pressing against the floor with eagerness. Daniel began speaking to him constantly, narrating his steps, describing the world Noah could not see. "I'm on your left. Here's your water. We're going outside." Slowly, Noah learned to follow his voice. Weeks passed. The raw wounds on his back began to close, new fur sprouting like tiny sparks of hope. He gained weight. His ribs no longer showed. The cloudy eyes remained blind, but they no longer looked lifeless. One evening, Daniel placed a small squeaky toy near Noah. The sound startled him at first. Then he tilted his head, ears twitching. He pounced clumsily, missing the toy by inches. Daniel laughed out loud, the first real laugh he had felt in months. Noah wagged his tail furiously, as if proud of himself. There were still setbacks. Some nights Noah coughed until Daniel sat awake, stroking him until the tremors eased. Once, the infection flared again, forcing another expensive clinic visit. But Daniel never wavered. "We'll get through this," he whispered into Noah's fur. His devotion didn't go unnoticed. The veterinarian, touched by his persistence, began reducing fees. A coworker who saw photos of Noah set up a small donation jar at their workplace. Little by little, kindness from strangers added to Daniel's strength. 3 months later, the landlord returned, expecting to find a nuisance. Instead, he found a healthier, cleaner apartment and a puppy sitting proudly on a soft bed. Noah couldn't see, but when Daniel said, "It's okay, boy," he trotted toward the sound with steady steps. The landlord stood silent. At last he said, "He seems different now. I'll extend the time. Just keep the place tidy." When the door shut, Daniel dropped to his knees. Hugging Noah, the little dog pressed his head against Daniel's chest, tail thumping. By the 6th month, Noah could walk confidently around the apartment, mapping every corner with his nose and memory. Outside, guided by Daniel's voice and a gentle leash, he learned to navigate the park. The first time his paws touched soft grass, he froze, then rolled onto his back in delight. Passers-by stopped to watch, their faces softening. Children asked to pet him. Neighbors who once complained began to smile. "What's his name?" one asked. "Noah," Daniel replied, pride warming his voice. "It means rest, comfort. That's what he deserves." One quiet evening, Daniel sat on the balcony, Noah curled against his side. The city lights flickered in the distance. He thought of the morning he had first seen the trembling, unwanted pup. How easy it would have been to keep walking. How close Noah had been to disappearing, unnoticed. But here he was, live, stronger, loved. Noah lifted his face, ears pricking at Daniel's voice. Though he couldn't see, his cloudy eyes shone with something deeper than sight. "Trust. You made it," Daniel whispered. We both did." And for the first time in a long while, Daniel felt not the weight of struggle, but the lightness of hope.